I'm Tristan Winder in the News 2 streaming studio here on this Wednesday, January 22nd. We begin today with news just into the KNOP newsroom yet this morning as a North Platte man was taken into custody after threatening a family member with a flare gun early this Wednesday morning. The incident occurred at 7 Central on the 1500 block of West 9th Street. Law enforcement say that the individual fired the flare gun out of a window, setting the neighbor's lawn on fire. According to police records, the individual then hid in a closet and refused to come out. As law enforcement attempted negotiations, the man discharged the flare gun into the street and was promptly taken into custody without further incident. The individual has been placed in emergency protective custody at Great Plains Health in North Platte. And Tuesday evening, the North Platte City Council discerning an amendment to the redevelopment contract for the North Platte Mall project. In 2021, a decisive vote by the North Platte City Council resulted in the approval of an enhanced employment area bond, more commonly referred to as an EEA, at the dilapidating Platte River Mall. The results have spoken for themselves as the new facility, branded as District 177, has not only sparked long-desired retail opportunities, but aided in addressing the region's housing crisis with the adjoining Heartland Flats apartment complex. Rev Development, the group that's undertaken the project, has approached the city requesting an amendment to the previously mentioned EEA to allow for the development of the east side of the mall property.
And the reason why we're asking for $3.3 million when we know when what the front of the building took, roughly $15 million of infrastructure costs, is because we have, that's what we believe we have left to get some of the projects done that we need to do in the back of the building. If we don't approve this, unfortunately, the back of the building stays as it is. It's just going to stay like that until market conditions change in some manner.
The council did vote to table the request for the amended EEA, leaving the future of the request unknown. Stick with News 2 for additional details and with developments. And statewide news for Nebraska drivers sharing the road with drivers under the influence. It can be a scary thought, but it's a trend that law enforcement agencies say is going up. According to the Nebraska State Patrol, the agency saw DUIs go up about 20% from 2023 to 2024. So far here in 2025, there have already been 91 arrests made in January, a trend that the Nebraska State Patrol says is heading in the wrong direction.
People have always done it, and there's no really specific reason. We just have more troopers out there, more eyes available looking for these drivers. They're receiving more training to help them identify these impaired drivers.
And in Capital City news, Legislative Resolution 21 would have Nebraska join other states in calling for a proposed congressional term limit amendment to the U.S. Constitution. A state senator says this will allow for a fresh flow of ideas. Once 34 state legislatures pass similar resolutions to approve term limits, amended languages. The measure must be ratified by 38 states to become part of the U.S. Constitution. And other capital city coverage, from property tax relief to abortion medication, today's the last day for senators to introduce bills. At the same time, committee hearings will begin to read and break down the bills in their own space, seeing what's suitable to bring back to the floor for debate. The Rules Committee also meeting today, but appears that there won't be any significant changes coming this year. We'll continue to track this here, though, at News 2. And lastly today, in more, I guess you could say, global news, Netflix announced that it's raising prices of most of its subscription tiers in the U.S. and Canada. This is as the streaming giant reports 19 million new subscribers in the last quarter of just 2024. It's Netflix's biggest ever jump in subscriptions and puts the company at 302 million worldwide, solidifying its hold on the top spot in the industry. Netflix also reported revenue increasing 16% from the same quarter of the previous year, exceeding $10 billion for the first time in the company's history. Meanwhile, operating income totaled $2.3 billion, an increase of more than 50% from the year before. Rounding out the morning pulse with a check of the 7-day forecast. My goodness, it felt substantially better outside this morning. I felt it as soon as I walked out the door. 37 the high today. A little cooler again tomorrow, but still better than what we experienced early in the week. Might get into the low 40s by the time Friday rolls around. And it appears these temperatures are going to be pretty seasonable, looking at the extended forecast. And a lot of sunshine, but not too much in chances of moisture.